This is section 12.2. We're going to look at the skills practice. We're going to find surface area of prisms and cylinders. And we have a formula. Surface area for a prism would look like this. That capital P is perimeter of the base. The H is the height of the figure. So if we were looking at number 6, for example, perimeter of the base would be right there, those numbers added together. The height of the prism would be that guy. Plus 2 times the area of the base. That's what the capital B stands for. So each base would be the yellow area. Okay, so maybe that sounds complicated. It really isn't. Let's just make sure we know what we're doing here. Surface area. Perimeter of the base times the height of the prism plus the area of 2 of the bases. What is the perimeter of our base? It's going to be 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6. Finding a perimeter is very simple. Now we're going to multiply that with the height of our prism, which would be 3. Then we're going to add to it 2 times the area of a base. What is 6 times 8? That's the length and the width of that rectangle right there. It's 48, but I'll put 2 times 6 times 8. That way maybe you have an idea of where that number came from. Okay, you are going to need a calculator for this because we are calculating a lot of things here. If you don't have a calculator, please get one. I'm just typing all of this into my calculator. Looks like I get 180. Now, that is a number that represents the area of all of the shapes. There are 6 rectangles there, and they add up to 180 square inches. Shh, I'm recording. We're going to do this one exactly the same way. This is a different prism. In fact, let's go back to this prism and let's name it first. This guy is a rectangular prism because the bases are rectangles. And notice how there are rectangles that go around the rectangles. That's what makes it a prism. This guy is also a prism, but it's a triangular prism because the bases are triangles. Okay, and again, it's a prism because there are rectangles that go around each triangle. Okay, there's 2 triangles that are parallel to each other, and those lateral faces are rectangles. How do you find surface area of a triangular prism? Well, you're going to find it the same way you find it for any prism. Perimeter of the base. We're going to do 12 plus 16 plus 20. That's our perimeter of the base. We're going to multiply that with the height of our prism, which would be 15. And then we're going to multiply that with the area of 2 bases. One base has an area of, since it's a triangle, 1/2 12 times 16. Multiply those 2 segments that touch the right angle to find the area of a triangle, then take half of it. I think that gives me 96. Let me just make sure. 1/2 times 12 times 16 is, it's 96. So that's the area of one triangle, but you got 2 of them. That's why the 2 is there. Okay, let's take a second to figure out what this is. I'm going to do 20 plus 16 plus 12. That's my perimeter. I'm going to multiply that by 15. Then I'm going to add that to 2 times 96. gives me 912 square centimeters in this triangular prism. So there's 2 triangles and 3 rectangles. If you found the area of all 5 of those shapes, you'd get 912 centimeters squared. Okay? That's how you find the area, surface area of every prism. Okay? Now the only other thing that we have to do would be to find the surface area of a cylinder. A cylinder is not a prism because notice how the bases are circles. But since the bases are circles, this formula will be exactly the same for every single cylinder that you see. Okay? Look at that formula there, 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. What is the radius? It's 8. What is the height of the cylinder? 18. Type all of that in. You're going to need a calculator because you're going to need to use that pi button. You're going to get a big number. That's okay. 1306.90 square inches. Okay, so if you found the area of your 2 circles and the rectangle that goes around those 2 circles wraps around it, that's what the area would be. The rest of the problems on this page are done exactly the same way.